So, hello everyone, good evening all. If you are able to hear me, then type this message on the chat window. I hope you all are doing great. So, all good, okay, and I'm audible, fine. जाहिर है आप सब लोग बहुत अच्छे होंगे एंड हम लोगों ने 2 दिन का अच्छा ब्रेक लिया है. I mean, you all are doing great, fine. So just type yes mass in the chat window if you can hear me, and I'm also okay. I think no words. Good evening all. So just type response in the chat window. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. So wonderful, wonderful. Great. So I can see around 16, 17 people in the chat window. So the only people left here are the ones who really want to learn something. Anyway, fine. So let me tell you one thing. Okay. So today I'm connecting with web dev team. Okay. So I have finalized a project for web dev team, means the one who are web developer. So I think you have a group in WhatsApp called ad hoc summer web dev, something like this. So around 9:30 p.m. I will be connecting with that team regarding project, right? So 9:30 p.m. I'll be connecting to the project members of web dev team, and that project team has been not finalized yet, but the group that we are having as of now, so where we can just connect. Okay, no problem. So and for Django team I'll be connecting tomorrow, right? Anyway, so till now what we have done, so we have done some part of Linux, right, and Docker. So these two technologies that we have done, Docker and some part of Linux. Okay, now it's time to integrate these two things, and also in the near future we are going to cover Kubernetes, CI/CD pipeline, and maybe a few ideas about Devops assembly pipeline. Okay, assembly pipelines. So we are going to use all that, right? So today we are going to talk about basically this version control system, source code management, and version control system, and that is one day class only, right? So you all have to understand how we are going to manage source code and how we are going to use that in our projects. Okay, that is a really important part. Okay, so hopefully you all are using Docker, and you have installed your Docker in your laptop, or maybe in Windows, Linux, wherever you are using, up to you. Okay, so now about source code management and version control system that we call VCS. This is one of the most important part of people who are generally a coder, right? Who write code. And for non-developers, it's not that much required, but yes, for coders and for developers. So if you are a developer or you're a coder, so this is very important technology for you, right? It will include a couple of things, right? Like how you can manage source code, and how you can maintain versions. Okay, and this will also give you some idea about how to contribute in open source community. Okay, so how to contribute in open source contribution, I can say, right? So all other projects, maximum projects are hosted on these technologies. Anyway, so when I say SCM and VCS, that stand for source code management system. Source code management system, and VCS stand for version control system. It's a version control system. Okay, so this all idea is basically derived by the industry, and maximum people are using any of the method like source code and VCS. But let me tell you first of all what is the problem in software development life cycle. Okay, so first of all we are going to talk about problems in product management or product coding. Okay, so I'm taking an example of a big software called Firefox. So let's say if you talk about Firefox, Firefox is a web browser and it's a very good product, right? It's a web browser and very good product. But whenever you talk about a good product, you have to understand how many number of developers and teams are working on the same project, right? So let's say if today I have released Firefox version 1, that means to release version 1, maybe it took 1 year to code Firefox. And in 1 year we have 50 people, we have 40 people, we have 60 people, and all these people are basically going to maintain all these things, right? So that means if 50 people are working on the front end and there are 40 are working as a back end, and they are just working on a bug tracking and support engineer, all let's say, so these many people are there, around 150 people or developer are working to make this product. Okay, now what is the problem in releasing in the release of any product? So the problem to release any product like a Firefox is, the first one is managing your code, right? How managing your code? That means, for example, if you have 50 people and all 50 people are coding for a single product, so how these 50 people can communicate to each other, and they have to code in a collaborative way, right? So let's say if all 50 people are coding for front end, so they have to maintain the communication, and they have to maintain their code, right? And the third thing is, if due to any of the front end developer your main product is not is not looking like the way it should, right? That means if any of the 50 people development team, if they have done some mistake, so how to improve, right? How to improve those mistakes? So simply improving the code, and maybe due to some reason, if you have you're designing it like something like you started coding day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on. Let's say you are here now on the day 30, all these developers. Now the outcome of day 30 is worse than day 22. So definitely the outcome means the product, how it should look like, of day 22 is much better as compared to day 30. So definitely, because you have made a couple of changes, it's never easy job to figure out what exactly changes you have done. So it's really impossible to figure out. So can we just go on day 22 and we can just start coding from here, right? So that kind of problem are going to arise in the real world actually. So definitely when you are going to code, and when you are going to design a product, so you need something that can give you flexibility to manage your source code, so that at least we can figure out of 50 people or 40 people or 60 people, due to which developer the product is not working fine. I mean, to find out that developer, and we need to improve that code, right? So if you are not able to understand as of now, let me tell you one thing. Let's say if you are a single person, right? You are a student, and a college given you a project called library management, that is very old and shitty project, library management, and you are writing code in Java. So what? So you have 30 days deadline. So day one, okay, very good, you did it. Day two, you did it. Day three, you did it. Day four, you did it, and day five, you did it. Now, when you are coding at day five, you have done some changes in the existing code, and the outcome is not even good as day three. So definitely, as a developer, you're not going to remember whatever changes you have made in day 2, day 3, day 4, day 4. Because definitely you are writing so many code, you are writing so many files and changing it in and out. So you cannot figure out. But in product industry, we have to figure out the history at the day 1, day 2, day 3, or after 2 or 3 hours, how exactly the product look like. If every day we are not figuring out, we cannot calculate a good product. So definitely, who is going to manage your source code and going to track, yes, on the day 4 it was good, day 5 it's very worst, so let's go back to day 3. So it can you can roll back your project and you can start coding from here again. Okay, so that kind of problem is going to arise in real industry. So that's why we need a software that can do this. So we need some software that can remember, that can manage our code. So we call it source code management system. So first of all, just tell me on the chat window that you are getting my point or not. Right, whatever problem I'm trying to explain here, during the coding it's not really good easy to manage or maintain or remember your code day by day, right? It's very complex or very complicated. So in reality we have to understand that scenario. Yes, right? So please type yes or no in the chat window if you are understanding it very well, at least very few problems. Okay, so Riya, Sonu, Jayesh, Yukta, Kajal, and couple of people, you guys are just understanding it very well. Okay, wonderful. So in the earlier days, people are using the same setup. Okay, but when we are using source code management system, we will be able to manage that. Okay, so let's do something like this. What we are going to do, so in the source code management system we have a very big history. Okay, now source code management system is divided into two categories. The first one is centralized source code management system, and the second one is distributed version control system. Distributed, I can say SCM and VCS, version control system as well. Distributed version control system. So when I say centralized and distributed, that means we have these categories. Now centralized is very old method and still people are using. I cannot say it's very old, but yes. So we have the mechanism, and with the mechanism where all developers, which are the developers, and they're going to store their code on a common or centralized location. So let's say you're developer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you are designing a product called Firefox. Okay, so you all are going to store in a centralized location, let's say some server or somewhere. Okay, so it's very easy because all developers are connecting to in a common place, so they can understand very much, and the source code is more secure. But the problem is, if there is only one centralized system, it can be failed. Or if some developer is doing some unwanted change here, it can affect entire code. So there is a very much insecurity, because if I'm doing something and I'm changing here, so it can destroy all code, because all code and logic will be gone. So some example I can show you, like SVN or TFS, or I can say Bitbucket, right? And so many source code management systems are there that are centralized. Okay, so TFS by Microsoft, Bitbucket is open source by Atlassian, right? Although Bitbucket support Git also, but individual Bitbucket is not a distributed. And if you talk about distributed version control system, we have Git, or we also have GitHub. For your kind information, Git and GitHub both are different. Okay, although they are working like the same. And there is one more distributed version control system, we call it Mercurial. Okay, so as of now in the IT industry, the most popular version control system is this, right? Distributed version control system. So we are going to talk about both of the scenario, okay, where we can use that scenario to understand it very well. All right. So, but what is the meaning of distributed version control system? So distributed version control system is something where I can say, if I am a developer, and I'm also a developer. So me as an individual developer, I'm going to have a full copy, right? Exactly full copy of the product. I also have individual copy, right? Now every developer will have its own full data copy, and they can also store in a centralized place. Main copy, and the main copy can be distributed to all other people. Now you as a developer can change here and you can push here. You can change here, can push here, and you all can share in between. Okay, so that means here every single user will have the exact same copy of the main code, and they can change accordingly. They can push here, and the rest can pull the changes. Okay, so that's in general distributed version control system means we have multiple copy of the same source code, and each developer can manage and make changes in their own code. Why this distributed version control system is very popular? Because here we get the idea of open source, and hopefully you all are understanding what is open source. So let's say if this is your college team and this is a Firefox company, so what they did, they share the source code here, right? And there is another company, let's say, or you are a student and you want to make some changes in the original source code. So what you can do, you can clone that change, you can clone that source code. Now the same main copy of the code will be present in your system. You can just test it, you can edit it, you can modify it, you can delete something. It is not going to affect the main copy, but you get the exact same copy of here. After modifying and doing a couple of testing changes, if you think your idea is adding something in the original code of Firefox, you can just send a request to the main Firefox team. Yes, you have done some changes, and the changes, they will be tested by Firefox team, and if it is all good, your code is merged now here. So when you have distributed version control system, the idea of open source came in the picture, because we can share the entire source code with anybody else. And the way I can show you, if I want to just check github.com/firefox, right? See, so this is, I don't know who created this, but I can just show you github.com/docker. So entire Docker source code is here. You can download it. Say you want to work in Compose, you can download this, and this Compose has a lot of code, right? You can just clone it, and a couple of more things are here. So it's very easy and free to download, and even I can just go in the Compose or Roadmap or GitHub or anything, right? It's so many companies are there who are working as open source. You can clone any of the code and start working. Okay. So if you are understanding how open source is actually working in, contributing in the student community, so that people can understand it. So this is what your distributed version control system is all about. You will have a distributed copy of the code. Okay. I mean, these are terms, rhythm. Okay. So if you are understanding it, just say yes in the chat window. Right. So if you are understanding the same, just say yes in the chat window. So for hers, it's all fine. For Jayesh, Radham, and all other people. Okay, great, wonderful. So I'm expecting very much same, right, that we are going to make that scenario. So let's say from today onwards, everybody, you have to put your source code, or you have to put your data in the GitHub. Okay. So how we are going to use generally. So let's say how we are going to use. So normally, if you are a engineer or a developer, and you are writing you are making a project, so make a habit. The first habit is put your all the code in a directory. Every code must be under a same directory, right? Same directory, or I can say every code must be under same folder. Directory or folder, both are same. So the code that you have done till yet, nothing to worry, you can manage the existing code also. Okay, so a directory where your code is here. So what I'm going to show you, I have a directory. So let's say I'm going to just open it, and I have a directory where I have my couple of source code. So let's say my directory is here, and I have my source code. Where exactly the source code is, so it's repo this, not here. Okay, so even I can just take some of the folder. I don't know where it gone. Okay, let me just take it. So I can just take this 7th March Docker. No, it's not the right folder. So what I'm doing is, let me find in my terminal. Most probably I have this. So I have a code actually. I have a project and product where I can put this, or I can change this into my source code. Okay, fine. So let's say I'm gonna take a folder, this one. Yes, I'm taking this one, right? And I hope it's not that much heavy. It's 4.7 MB around. Okay, so I'm taking this folder and I'm copying it and I'm pasting it on my desktop and giving my, let's say, my NTC Ansible project, or let's say Ansible underscore project. Okay, so how I generally convert this normal folder so that my Git can manage. Okay, so I want my Git to manage that folder, that code that is stored in a folder. So I can show you that first of all I'm having this Ansible project directory. So what I need to do there, I need to go there, here, and I can see here this is my couple of folder and data are there. So I'm just removing all .git and .github. Okay, so this folder is not having anything, it's just a code or a couple of things. Okay, now if you want to maintain your code here by Git, so what you can do, I'm talking about a single repo right now. So just take your code and do the first step, that your folder where your code is here, you have to convert into a repository, right? If you want to convert this folder where the code is present into repository, you have to connect with your Git. So Git can convert a folder into a repository, and how it is going to do that? So first of all, this Git may not be installed in your Windows or Linux Mac. So let me tell you how you're going to install Git in Windows. Okay, so there is a software for Windows called Git Bash. So please install this in Windows, any of the Windows machine if you are a Windows user. So I can show you that Git Bash. Fine, download for Windows 64-bit. You'll be having this first website, and here you can go and you can download for Windows 64-bit, right? It's very easy. Normal, it's a very much exe file, just download and install, that's it. It's very easy. So I'm just sharing this link on the comment section. If you don't have, then you can install it. Okay, and people who are using Linux, right? So the first one who are using Ubuntu, how they can install, just very simple, sudo apt install git. Okay, just hit this, it will install. And if you are using Red Hat or CentOS or something, then you have to do yum install git. Okay, so any of the method you can use as per your own operating system. Okay, and for people who are having Kali, some people are having Kali or maybe Debian. So this is the same method for Kali also. Alright, so by doing this, because as of now I'm having Ubuntu machine, see 18.04, so what I'll do, I'll just use this one to install. Make sure you are connected with internet. So when I do that, it will be installed. See, it's now getting installed in my system. It takes some time and then it will install. Okay, so it's very easy. to install it in your Windows and Linux, and even if you have Mac, fourth option, if you have Mac OS, just download DMG file for Git, or you can use brew install Git in your Mac terminal. Okay, you can do that. These are the actually methods to install Git in your normal system. Okay, so now Git is there. I can just check by typing Git. Yes, so many commands are here. Okay, so installation, I don't think so it will be any problem for anyone. Okay, now what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to just convert this normal folder to repository, and the way we do that, this process, we called it initialize. Okay, so let's say if I'm having a folder, okay, so what I can do directly, let me just go in my desktop, and I have this folder that is Ansible project, and I'll go there. Okay, and let me open terminal here only. So my current location most probably will be this, under my desktop Ansible project, and here I need to initialize it by git init. If I hit enter, what just happened? There is a .git folder got created in this directory, and it is hidden actually. So in Linux, if you do Control H, you can see .git. If you do Control H again, it will be hide. And in current directory, if you can do this, it will not be visible. You can do this. Now this is visible. So what is that .git? .git is a Git database. So it's a Git database where Git is going to maintain everything under this. So I'm repeating step again. If I am a developer, either I have code already, or I want to start my code, both. So for any of the thing, you need a folder, or I can say directory. And the first thing you need to understand is to do git init. That means we are converting this folder into repository. Okay, and this is just happening in your local system. So it's in your local system. Okay, now the second thing is, either if you're already having code or you want to start code. So after this, either copy your code into the folder or write your code. Okay, so when the folder got initialized with git init, either you can copy like I did, or you can start writing. Both methods are same. So let's say I'm showing both way. This is my first example where I just did git init like this. Let me take another example. So I'm creating a empty directory. Let's say my code or my summer 2020 code. Okay, and I'm going there. I don't have anything here, right? So what I do, git init, if I'm a new beginner and this folder is created. So I can write a very normal code. Let's say echo hello world and abc.php. So I'm just writing a very normal code in PHP language. Okay, although this is not going to work in PHP, so what I need to do, I need to just start PHP like this. Okay, and I'm just putting echo this. Alright, hello PHP. Any programming language code you can add. Fine. So if you have this much, so, or the second case, I already have couple of code here because I have copied it. I want to convert it in both way, right? So you did this. Now the third step is to just do git add. What git add will do, whatever code you have written in the step number second, okay, whatever code you have written in the step number second, it is going to tell your Git database that yes, we have that code now, please take care of it. Take care of it. By do git add. Now what is git add basically? If right now in my git where I after my initialization, I can just show you, after my initialization I just add a code, okay. Now git can identify who this folder. If I do git status, okay, see, untracked file abc.php found. So that means now git is understanding that under this folder you have written something and that is untracked, okay. So to track it you can do git add. So what I'll do git add and abc.php. So it's now added in the database of Git. But in the second case here, where we have so many files, I cannot start writing like git add a.txt, then lib, then py, llama, ini. It's very huge, right? So if you want to add everything in the current location, you can put dot. See, when you put dot, every single content here got added. And when every single content got added, it's fun. So you can add everything, or you can add a particular file to Git database. Okay. Now what you do next? If you check status again, you see here the changes that you have just put. So what add is exactly doing? It is adding in a database, or I can say it is putting in a tracking mod. And this mod we also call it stage or staging. So git add is now start tracking the code if someone delete or edit or whatever you do. Okay. Now the final step is, if you are very much confirm or very much secure that yes, whatever you have done, it's all good, you don't want to do undo, that means still you can do undo if you don't want to see, because here it is given when you do git status. When you are running this code like php abc, and if you think that is okay, the code is not good, it's not giving the right output, you can change it. Or you can just do, what you can do, you can just remove the add from database. So just do undo by using this command. So git rm -cache and the file name. See, when I do that, the file is not removed, but if you check here by git status, it's not added yet. So you can just do undo by git rm, it will be there. But if you want your git can just take care of it, just do this. Now status again, fine. So after adding, you can keep changing and keep adding. But let's say this is your end of the day one, and you think whatever code you have added or written, it's fine now, there is no bug, no problem. So now finally you can do git commit. So git commit means now you are saving this code permanently to the Git database, persistently or permanently to Git database. So that means I can just do git commit. Make sure not to forget just to give some message. Let's say day 1 sample code is done for PHP. Okay, and enter. Yes, it got saved. A very important thing that you have to understand is whenever you do git commit, what git is going to do? Git is going to create a timeline for you. It's like a timeline. Timeline means it will now remember forever that yes, the first code you have saved by commit, and they will remember it by some random string. So this is your first time you have to. Now after git is saving all this, even if someone is try to make some change or some code got hacked, nothing to worry about this. You can restore it from there. Okay. So now your git database is pointing to this. So now you have done till 1. Okay. So let me revise it again. If you have a folder where the code is already present or you created it, and you want that git can manage your all source code, so what you have to do for the first time is git init only once, not more than once, right? Because the purpose of this is to create .git folder here. It got created, you don't have to do it again. Now just do git add so that git can track your files and folder, track your code changes, right? And when you are very sure that yes, your job is done for the day, you can save it permanently by git commit. And git commit is going to create a timeline where this commit history will be saved. And your git software is pointing, your git software is pointing to here. Okay. Now again, from the day 2, if you're starting, this was a day 1, and from day 2, if you want to do some changes or some addition, deletion in the folder, you don't have to do this step. You have to do only these 2. Okay. The first, and very rarely when you're sure about something that yes, one feature got added and something, you can do git commit. When you do git commit, it will create another timeline. Now your pointer will be pointed from here to here. So this is your history too. Let's say if now I'm going to add a new file, hello.py, and I'm just using print hello world. Okay, and I think it's working very fine. Okay, when the testing is done, yes, it's working. If I can check by git status, see, still doesn't on track file. I can do git add. If I want to add all, yes, dot git status, here changes to be committed, git commit, and message day 2, let's say it's a day 2 for Python code. Wonderful. If you do git status now, nothing to commit, working directory is clean. Okay, so I have just committed to day 2, and this commit is here. So the good point is you can keep adding the code like this, and every time you commit, your git pointer will be pointing to the most recent commit. Okay, so if this thing is very much understood to everyone, just say yes in the chat window so that I can just take it next. Yes, Rhythm. If you are not adding any changes, so still we need to commit it, even in the existing file. We need to add it, sorry. So if you all are understanding it very well, just say yes in the chat window. Okay. So I'm getting a couple of yes messages. I hope everybody will be, very much fine, and you all are doing great. Wonderful, right? Any doubt, anything if you have, nothing to worry. Just ask me anytime in the WhatsApp, although I'll reply at night, but we can do that. Okay, no problem. So now there is a question by Rhythm. The question is, if let's say in the day 3, I'm not adding any new file, but I'm adding in the existing code itself. So if I add in the existing code itself, still your Git will identify that. See, it is saying modified hello.py. So out of 2 files, 1 and 2, your Git is detecting that. So it is saying modified. If you think that the modified changes is done by you and it's also working fine, you have to add the same file again. Okay, and you can do commit. Let's say day 3 and change in Python. Done. So we have third pointer here, only here. Now your Git pointer is pointing to that. Okay, and it can also shown 2 years, 1 file change, 12 file change. Okay, now Git status, your working directory is clean. All right. So we have some question. We cannot remove .git commit. Git commit. We can. We can change git commit message. Yes, we can. How to revert will be recorded in the timeline. Yes. So actually, the point is we are going to assume that exactly we want what kind of code or what kind of things we want. So let's say if you want to roll it back, so that means this is my project and I have committed to day 3, day 1, day 2 and day 3. Okay, now my git pointer is as of now is pointing to day 3. It's pointing to day 3. Okay, now it's pointing to day 3. Then your code will be also visible, everything. So if you want to go back, so you want to just go to day 1 or day 2, you can go back here. First of all, how you check how many comments are there. So this kind of thing, let's say any day you want, like, okay, the output of these and everything is kind of not desired, or it's not as per the mark. So what you can do, you can just just roll back to previous version. You can roll back to previous version, and that is something you can change your pointer here. So let's say I want to check how many times I have committed. So let's say I want to check number of commits, so I can do git log. So git log will tell you we started with this date and time, and day 1, day 2 and day 3. Day 1, day 2 and day 3. So my current pointer, that is head, is so wherever your head is, actually you can just maintain that. So day 3 changes, that means yes, I have the changes here. Day 2 I have added Python code, but in day 1 I just written that sample thing. So as an engineer, what you have to do, you have to maintain these commit history somewhere. So let's say I can save this commit history to my desktop. Okay, so it's always a good idea, commit underscore history dot txt. So everything is stored here. See, so always take a backup of commit history. Now let's see, by git log, you have seen this, your pointer is here. Okay, your pointer is here, and now you want to just put your pointer to this git commit. So what I'll do git reset -- hard and here. So now my pointer is at day 1. You know what, the most important thing is, when your pointer is at day 1, you have only that much code. See, we don't have hello.py, we have only that much code. Even your git status will be showing everything is fine, and git log will be showing yes, you have only one commit. So what you did, you just pointed your pointer from here to here. Okay, you still can check, we have this one, or we have the commit history. There is one more command, reflog. So by using reflog, you can see that your header is on the day 1. Still you can check here day 2, day 3, and if you want to go to day 3, this is C79, and the bigger form is here, C79. Okay, but reflog is a very good command. So this is my current header, and I want to go here in C79 because it's a day 3 commit. So if I do git reset -- hard, and this is day 3 commit number, whoa, now my head will be, see, these are the same, so my reflog will be same. See, now my head is in C something. Okay, now I can see all the code is here, even hello.py is here, right? So by using git reset -- hard, you can just go to the previous commit and you can check the code, or if you want to share that part of code, so git reset is to switch it, you can use git reset. Alright, so if you all are able to understand git reset, just say yes. Yes, Rhythm, we can merge. If you are understanding this git reset command and the logic and the functionality as well, please let me know. You can tell me here in the chat window, yes, you are understanding git reset, and it is going to be very useful thing for you, right? Very much useful thing. Alright, wonderful. So you guys are understanding this git reset command also. Okay, now every single story that is happening here, okay, every single story that is happening here as of now is this is all happening in my own laptop or PC. Everything is happening within my own laptop and PC, because I'm a single developer, very much single developer, and I'm doing all this in my system. Now what happened, there is one more friend, so you are in Jaipur, and let's say there is one more friend and he want to just work with your project. because your idea was very amazing, and he is in, let's say, USA, okay, and he also want to work in your project. So it's like I can say he want to contribute in the project because you have a great idea. You want to contribute here. Now definitely, how you gonna share your code to that guy? Definitely you're not going to share like this, okay? You're not going to give the compressed file, or you can not going to share YG drive. So if someone else want to code, this developer has to follow everything that we are doing. So how you share your sample code to this developer? That's why if you want to share your code to another developer, that's why this another platform got created called GitHub. So what you do, you as a developer just create an account on GitHub and then create a repo here, repo with the same name. So what you can do, if you just create an account in GitHub, I hope you are understanding. You are a single developer. Everything you are doing about Git in your laptop, local PC, and now another guy want to contribute, so you have to share here. So what you have to do, create a new repo and give the same name, whatever you have. So my name was summer 2020 code, the folder name, right? So you have to give the same name of folder, okay, and make it public or private. But remember this, do not initialize here, right? Please do not initialize here, because we are generally doing that. Do not initialize here, because in the beginning of the scenario we did that. So that get init means this is got initialized. You don't have to do that. So without using this, just create this repo. Okay, now how you can just copy your data to here. So to do that, the best way is, first of all, configure your username and email here, git config -- global user.name, and here your GitHub username. So you can see here this sign in as Redashu. So you have to just give this. This is also for the first time. Git config -- global user.email, and I'm going to share the email address that I have given in this time. Okay. Now, because this information, I'm repeating again, this information you have to do only the first time, okay, this. And now what you can do, you have to do here, add your database, add your .git database to this repo. Because, so how I do that, git remote add, origin means my own machine, and you can see here this entire path, okay, .git. And what you do now, git, if I say git status, nothing is, now you can just do git push origin to master. Origin means your location, master means this target. Once you do enter, you have to username and the password of your git. See, it is now sending the data, and if I refresh this, I get it, abc and hello.py, right? So that simply means I'm just sending this. So how you are doing it, in short, after creating an empty directory here, this command you have to do once in a life, like the way we do that, and then remote add and then push, because this thing has to be done by the original developer, not by contributor. Once you do that, so this step and this step is for one time, only one time in the life, never you have to repeat it again. Okay, now once it is done, this code can be cloned by this guy. Okay, see, once you have done for the first time, now every time you write a new code, let's say ok.py, so I can just write anything. Okay, time.sleep. This is a code of Python. It's working fine. I can see here that my git status is saying, oh my god, it's untracked file. So I can do git add dot. Now every time I have to do git commit, let's say day 4, new Python code, add it to my project. Now directly git push origin to master. That's it. So after first time you have remotely added all these things. Now every day just write code, do git add, commit and push, and it will be username and the password. See, you added that, and if you see here, refresh. Yes. So let me make a summary of it. So please don't forget, for the first time you have to do this, then push. Now from after this, just write the code, make troubleshooting, add, commit and push. So now every single day you have to do the same. Add, commit, push, add, commit, push. So your GitHub is all about add, commit and push here. Okay, this is the main developer. So if you are understanding it very well, please type yes message in the chat window so that I can understand. Yes, you guys are really working great. I mean, you're understanding it in short. Fine. Okay. So Mukesh, Radham, Chinmay. Okay, wonderful. You are understanding. It's really wonderful. Now the final thing is, if this guy that is in USA, he want to contribute in your project, so what he have to do, he has to clone that repo. So that's what we are doing since many days. So what I'm doing, I'm just showing you by logging in my another account. So I'm logging with another user in another server. So what I'm doing, I'm just logging it in Samaj Seva account. See, so the current user in my system is, I'm having Fire, and I'm logging in another server. Okay, and here what I'll do something like this. Okay, I'll do like git clone. So I'm just writing here ps1 I am USA guy. Okay, what I'll do, let me just USA guy. What I'm doing, first of all, I'm doing git clone and your repo name. Okay, I'm cloning it because as per the diagram, I am the one that I'm interested in your project. I'm cloning it, and I can go there in the summer 2020 code, and I can just see here, okay, and I'm analyzing and I'm just giving a suggestion. Oh man, really? Don't use time module now. Use time date serial. Okay, please, okay. So I've done some changes, and what I'll do, see, if I do git status, everything is like same. I do git add, git commit, okay, and my changes, you say day 1, okay. Now how this guy can do add and commit, but to push you need to share your username password to him, okay. So let's say case number 1, we are not going to do that. We cannot share username password to them, but let's assume as of now we are going to share it. So if I share it, it can also push, git push origin to master, and I'm gonna just type the username and the password that you shared, okay, pushed it. So in the main GitHub, because I got the changes in ok.py, where I did ok.py. So ok.py is having now modified content because this guy has committed to here. But you are an original developer, so you are an original developer, and if you see here, okay, if you see here in your ok.py, there is no change, because see, the guy just pushed to the GitHub, not in your system. So you have now, what is the point? So you are the main coder, you do, let's say, 3 lines of code, and you pushed it on GitHub. Now this another guy that just cloned that code and added 2 more lines, so 3 and 2, 5 lines. Now he's pushed back to the here, but you still have 3 lines, because you know what, because when it is pushing, it is actually here, not here, okay. Now if you want those changes in your system, so as the original developer, what you can do, you can just do git pull. So if I do git pull here in my original developer, right, okay. Now if I see ok.py again, what I have to do, I have to actually git pull origin to master. See, git pull origin to master. I can just check ok.py again. Whoa, I got this changes, right? So that's how. Now why it is distributed, one is going to see the same copy I have, same copy this guy have, same copy GitHub has. So we have 3, 2, 1, 3 copies of the Git repo. That's why we call it, this is a distributed version control system. Okay, this is a distributed version control system. If you are understanding it again, not exactly rhythm. We can clone a branch, not a particular file. Okay, Tej, I'm going to give your answer. All right. So till now, if it is all fine, it's not going to work in that way, Harsh. But I mean, that is not the way. Okay. All right. So now the question is that I'm getting. Let's say there is new scenario. You are a developer and you added two files. Let's say file 1 and file 2. But you want to push in GitHub only file 2, not file 1. So let's try to do that. First of all, here I'm gonna make OK1.py and OK2.py. I'm just making a two copy. If I do git status now, two files are there. Let me add both first. Let me commit a new file copied. And now if I want to git push and try to do OK.py, right? Sorry, origin and master. See, you cannot do that like that. So push with a single file, or right, or maybe one more method you can try. Let's say if you do git status, all right. So what we can do, the real method is, if you don't want to commit file 1, in short, so the method is, you can create a file called .git ignore, and here you can write the OK1.py. Okay, now git add dot git commit -m, just added ignore file, and now you can just git push. You can push here. So the right way is to write a .git ignore file and write all the file names that you don't want to push it for now. Maybe some reason your file is in testing state and a couple of things are there. Okay. So you know what? This is the actual requirement that you can use it to get. Okay. So the final session, final 5 minute or 10 minute is, if you're not liking it all the way, because you know industry is using in that way only. So if I just grep for git, see. So if you don't want to do it from command line, what you can do, simply go there, create a repo, another method, let's say my testing project, and you can initialize here directly. And if you initialize here, I will not recommend this method at all, but you can do this as well. And you can just go to your your client machine, just git clone. After cloning, you can go there, just add something. Okay, now just do git add, git commit, and git push. That's it. Right? That's it. So it's very simple. If you don't want to, be in all this mesh, so just add it graphically, initialize it here, do git clone, go there, add the code, add commit and push. That's it. These are the only 5-step process So here you can add like your way, and that's it. Otherwise the real way is that one only. Okay, so I hope it's all fine for now. So this is just a method that I want to tell you instead. Although you all have to use GitHub, so make sure you're watching this tutorial, 3 or 4 or 5 times. Yes, Rhythm, there is limit of size. So the code size must not be behind the limit. So that limit you can check for different languages actually. But yes, there is a size limit. Okay, so please use GitHub for your all project and push every day. All right, watch this tutorial thrice. Watch this session number of times. Okay, so Manan is asking for don't have recommend the second method, seems easier and faster. It is safe to make my project open source if there is chance still. Yeah, it's all right. If you want to be, so what you can do, Rhythm, in the beginning you can put it, keep it private. When you want to make it open source, you can make it for future. But in the beginning you can keep it private. So Maran is asking that, let's say if you want to push the code here, right, and it is asking for username and password. If you don't want to do that, right, because once you are pushing it, actually it is connecting to Git API server that is running on HTTPS connection. So if you don't want to do that, what you can do, you can use SSH protocol to push it, and you can use SSH keys. So you have to set up SSH key here and here. Once you push it, then it will not ask for username and password. But because I know a couple of people are not aware about SSH keys, so I'm not telling this method, but Manan, I have given you that idea that how exactly you can do that. Okay, yes, Harsh, I'll check that. So Manan, I hope you got the answer. Okay, so today I'll be connecting to the web dev team after adding whatever people have messaged me in the chat. So after adding all these names, I can just go there. Okay, so thank you so much. It's done for the day, and from tomorrow we'll be starting Jenkins. Okay, so we'll be starting Jenkins, and then we integrate Jenkins with Git and with Docker, and that will be your CI/CD pipeline tool method. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. If you have anything to ask, please ping me after 9 p.m. today. Okay, and have a great day. Bye bye.